Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. It's Happy Couples Edition. Every time you see them looking happy with each other, I don't know, scream. Where we're covering, say it with me now, you ready? Revenge! Do you know that I've started doing that around my house? Like, hey Jay, can you hand me the remote? But thank you guys so much for being here. I'm thrilled. I am excited to get in this part of revenge. I thought, oh, well, now that we've kind of addressed the staff bullying, where are we going next? Ooh, I got like 5 pages of notes in front of me. Don't you worry, baby bears. We're going to feed you. I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk about it. So I don't even know what part I'm on now as far as video series, part 1 million, but I am loving deep diving this book. So much to talk about. Before we get in, I have my merch. Recollections may vary. Thank you to everybody who took time and picked up a mug or a shirt or whatever you picked up, a notebook. Thank you so much. Still got that. Also got Hank and Skank. Also, you guys, I promise I'm going to move fast because I know you get beat over the head with this stuff. Patreon. It is popping over there. And the reason I say that is because I've had so many people sign up because $5 gets you access to all my videos. And the reason this is important is because Jay and I have recorded 2 major bonus episodes. We have been getting on mic and laughing our faces off and cussing like sailors and really talking about these 2. We've been picking apart their engagement interview and just having a blast. So that's actually bonus content I'm throwing up over on Patreon on top of my other videos. $5 a month. Check that out. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. I'm going to throw a preview up now.
Say, as naive as it sounds now, having gone through this.
This is such a joy to watch now, knowing everything that we know. She's setting this up.
And then going back and then straight into filming the next day.
Kind of like a job. You do things for a few days, then you go back to work. Fancy that.
4 a.m. wake-up calls on a Monday.
Yes.
Straight into set.
Why is Ginger Pubes talking about set?
I don't think you've had any idea what time zone you've been on for the last year and a half.
What? Did he get possessed by Bruce Almighty like Steve Carell?
No.
Okay, I was just asking. No need to be a bitch.
Let's get into revenge. Oh, you guys have been suggesting great things in the comments for me to also dive into. And believe me, I read them all. So a lot of you asked that I dive into Archwell. I want to. So I have a note to myself. I'm so deep in revenge. I don't have time right now, but I will dive into Archwell because I'm dying to know what's going on there. In case you don't watch my TikToks, it's totally fine. No problem. I did put up 1 or 2 kind of talking about it, but I do want to do a deep dive into Archwell because there's some shady sounding stuff going on over there. All right. Revenge. Chapter 24. We're still on Trimmers. And then we're going to go on to chapter 25 in this video. Trimmers. So we pick up with these earrings. So okay, back up. They're still in Fiji. Remember, they went through Australia. They started out as, well, rock stars-ish. You know what I mean? It was going well. The media were liking them. They weren't being their total obnoxious that they haven't revealed that side yet, right? They're still They're still on a honeymoon period. Oh, also, I got good intel from you guys. Several of you in the comments telling me that they were fighting real bad during this trip. Didn't know that. At this time, I really, when it was actually happening, I don't know. I had a young child and I wasn't really paying attention. It just seemed like, okay, cool. You know, I didn't know anything about them. But now seeing it is fascinating. But yeah, I've had a couple of you tell me, because you are my courtiers and you guys know everything and you keep me straight. So thank you for that. But you've been telling me that they had a horrific behind the scenes time on this, I don't know, leg of the trip. They were actually sleeping in separate bedrooms and yeah, things were going well. It's just, remember, this is right on the heels of them getting married. They haven't been married that long. And yes, the first year is tough. I get it. It's not that. I'm just saying, they weren't 2 crazy 20-year-olds, you know what I mean? They're a little older. They dated, well, I don't know what their true story is. They claim to have dated a year and a half. Who knows if that's true, but I don't believe anything they say. They can't even make up their minds on how they met, so who knows what's true. But that aside, I just find that all fascinating. Okay, so the interesting part of this is the earrings. Skank of Hank and Skank wore these very controversial earrings. Okay, so I'm jumping all around. They're in Fiji. They had left Australia for the next leg of the tour. They're in Fiji. hello, must be nice. Would love to go to Fiji. They had this dinner thing at the Grand Pacific Hotel, and Duchess Difficult decided, hey, I'm going to wear these big diamond earrings. Really good idea. And her staff was like, no, 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 not good. These are controversial. Know where your diamonds come from. She's like, I do what I want. Again, I turn her into Cartman because she's annoying. So, although I like Cartman, I don't like Meghan. But she was like, no, I do what I want. These are my earrings. We good. You don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. I feel like I'm having a stroke. It's Friday. I've had coffee. I am very excited to be here. Let's go. You guys like it when I'm feisty, Jen, and I'm feisty today. So she's wearing these big diamonds, and her staff was like, no, Meghan, don't wear them. And she's like, I do what I want. So she did. And then was surprised when people were like, what the fuck are you wearing? What's going on with you? So her spokesman, yes, she had a spokesman. Can you imagine what that would be like? My God. Claims that they were borrowed earrings. Kind of danced around it, right? And said, you know, they were borrowed. And didn't say who they were from. I'll tell you who they were from. Mohammed of Saudi Arabia. I'm not even going to try to say his last name, but very controversial. Hard to talk about on YouTube. Let me dance around this a little bit. He did some not nice things, and by not nice, I mean real not nice things. Made sure that a journalist was taken out, if you get my drift, in Turkey 3 weeks earlier. And then Meghan was gifted these earrings at her wedding. So, you know, I don't know, being the greedy horse she is, she decided, I need these. It doesn't matter if they're, from a terrible person, whatever. She's like, I need to wear them. You know, niceties be damned. Conscience be damned. I do what I want. So she did, and was surprised when she got questioned on them, even though people tried to tell her, no, 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 no. I need an advisor. Seriously, I feel like I would make a lot less mistakes. Somebody was here to slap me on the back of the head and say, no, 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 no. I promise I'd listen, unlike Meghan. So 3 weeks earlier, yeah, that's when that stuff went down where he did the terrible things. It happened in Turkey. Tom Bower states that Meghan was fully aware of what happened, still decided to wear them. And then Duchess dumbass, decided, oh, well, I didn't cause enough controversy. I didn't get enough attention on me, so I need to wear these dumb things to Charles's 70th birthday party at Buckingham Palace. Real smart. She claimed to be unaware of why they're controversial. Me, look at me. As long as she's getting attention, she don't give a fuck. All right. I gotta quit. November 1st. Okay. So they returned to London after this whirlwind. I say whirlwind. I don't know how long the tour was. Summer tour? Whatever. They went to Australia. They went to Fiji. Must be nice. They returned to London. They had convinced themselves that they were royal rock stars. Again, a quote from Tom Bower. I'm sure of it. I feel like they probably feel like that. I feel like that. That's a lot of feelings. But I feel like they probably still feel like that. You know, hello, no self-awareness. So they felt empowered that they could change the royal family. The egos on these two. I know TikTok's annoying, but there is this TikTok song that always plays on a lot of video that just yells, what the fuck, over and over and over. And I feel like that song is playing in my head right now as I read my notes back. So these two yahoos have been married for 6 months. They think they're rock stars and they're ready to change years and years of history. Change it all. Spin it, put it on his ear. Sure, yeah. Omid Scobie. I'm going to start calling him Omid Scooby-Doo because he is her lapdog. Omid Scooby-Doo decided, hey, poor Meghan, I don't know. I don't even know what they're claiming victim-wise at this point. Her dad's mean. We know he's not, but I'm saying like that was her narrative. Dad's mean. Reporter's mean. Bleh, whatever. He was sniffing around. That's what dogs do, right? He was sniffing around. He was trying to kiss her ass and saying that Meghan helped propel the monarchy to new heights. I just have a vision in my head of beautiful Catherine rolling her eyes saying, bitch, please. I mean, I'm way oversimplifying it. I get it. But let's say you've been at your job for how many years had Catherine been there? I don't know, 12 plus years before Meghan. I'm just throwing out numbers. I don't want to Google. She'd been there a long time before Meghan even thought about this stuff, even hatched a plan for this stuff. And yet Meghan's going to come in and 6 months change things, be the new face of whatever the whatever she thought she was the face of at that given moment. She called herself the symbol of modern womanhood. Let that roll around and think about that. I'm sorry, I'm getting nauseous, so that's why I had to slow down my words there for a second. All right, Scooby-Doo is reporting that the courtiers are having to rein in Harry and Meghan. So again, what happens? Victim narrative. So they're free spirits. They're going to change up the monarchy or the royal family or whatever the hell they're pretending they're going to change tradition. But those courtiers are reining them in. I can't wait to get to the book Courtiers. Oh, and then get this. The balls. See, I got to find a new word for that too. They think that they're going to be bigger than Diana. Again, I'm not making this shit up. This was in the book. This is a direct quote. They think they're going to be bigger than Diana. Well, they think Meghan's going to be bigger than Diana. It just shows the level of narcissism. I don't know why I am surprised anymore. I don't know why I'm sitting here shaking my head, but I am, and I'm rolling my eyes. I'm going to have eye strain. Somebody send help. Okay. Harry asked for the Queen's permission. When they got home, he went to talk to the Queen. I love the Queen so much. Okay. The Queen, and he said, "Hey, Granny." Actually, let's see what Harry said.
"Hello, Granny. My free house is too small. Perhaps could I have a larger free house?"
So that's my husband, Jay. If you're new here, he does this all the time. He's Dr. Bad Vibes on YouTube here. But I think his Harry is becoming like, what's it? Oh my God, think with me. The Munsters. Herman Munster. He's like, whoa. I'm really dating myself on that one. But yeah, that's who he's starting to sound like to me. Okay, so where were we at? So yeah, Harry's like, "Hey, Granny, can I have, my free house is too small. Can I have another free house?" And she's like, "Okay." So she gave him, I don't know if she gave it to him, but she said, "All right, you and Maggie Pooh can go live at Frogmore Cottages." They were actually surprised by the request because Frogmore is about 25 miles outside of London. It's in Windsor. P.S. I've been by Frogmore, and that whole area is gorgeous. I have a lot of UK peeps in my that watch and comment. So if you're in the UK, let me know your thoughts on that. I don't know where I'm going with that. I just love Windsor. In my head, I think I'd like to live in Windsor. Beautiful area, like breathtakingly beautiful. But I'm totally with Tom Bower on this one. He was truly surprised that she would want to live 25 miles outside of London. That just does not sound like Meghan. But obviously, it's to get out from under the watchful eyes of... That sounds way more ominous. I don't even mean it like that. I mean, she wants to be able to do what she wants and not have anybody, be able to catch her in the act. So the balls on... Again, I got to find a new word for that. Jay, what's another word for the balls on? I said I should say the plums on this guy. All right, we'll do that. The plums on this guy. The ginger plums. By the way, my hair is kind of reddish blonde, so no offense to my ginger people in the comments. It's not you. It's just this specific ginger that pisses me off. The ginger plums on this guy, after asking Granny for another free house, which she kindly obliges, requested his own court. What do I mean? I'll tell ya. He says that he wants his people, a group of people, separate from Buckingham Palace, financed by the Queen and the taxpayers' money, and he wanted to set up his own, courtiers? I guess that's what court means, but you know what I mean? Like his own little group, his own little sycophant fan club, paid for by Granny, but running outside of the scope of Buckingham. What the hell you think you're doing? Just shows that he has nothing going on upstairs. The Queen says, no. And by the way, love the Queen. I know I said that, but I'm saying it again, especially right here. She tells him, "You take your plums and you can have a small office here in Buckingham, but dream on the rest of your stuff." They decided it was best they have a small office in Buckingham under the Queen's supervision. Love the Queen. So Harry, of course, is mad at the world. Starts to reignite his anger. So he's having a searing anger and it's getting reignited. So we talked about this Melissa Tubati. So she was one of the staff that left. She was one of the ones that says she was reduced to tears. So Tom Bower, it's a little confusing. It sounds like I'm repeating myself. He just goes back over this because it's just the stuff we talked about in the last video, all those people that reduced to tears and quit and were shaking and leaning over their desk, everything that we learned about. That was more coming to light. We talked about in the last one how the memo got sent over to William's office and then it got forwarded to Charles's, and then unfortunately it did get buried a little bit. But luckily the media was picking up on it. So they started to publish things about Tiara Gate, and the Queen, I love the Queen. She questioned why the hell Maggie Poo, who's been married at least twice, I'm saying at least because allegedly there might have been another one, why somebody that had been married more than, this was not her first marriage, why does she need a veil? Of course, Meghan needs all eyes on her at all the time. Side note, that veil was really stupid. It was just all an attention grabber veil. Think about what Camilla wore. She knew the deal. She knew what was going on. They did a very small... They actually did the ceremony I don't know what it's called in England, but I guess the Justice. I don't know. They did it somewhere like that. I don't know, the American equivalent of City Hall, basically. And then they had a party afterwards. I'm not belittling it. That's actually what it's called in the book. They refer to a party as a reception. And it was just very modest, right? I mean, it's Harry's first marriage. So I'm not even saying they had to do that. I get it. They're young, they're good looking, whatever. So we still liked him at that point, so I get it. They probably did want to have a big wedding. Fine. I don't even begrudge them that, but I agree the veil was stupid. That was a long way to say that. So there was reports coming out about the clash between Meghan and Kate, and again, more people saying it was in fact that Schmegma made our Catherine cry, and that will not do. She was being very rude about staff and to staff, and that's what Kate had confronted her on, and they were clashing. Of course, that's not what the tears were about, but I'm saying that was part of the clash, and the press was reporting on it, and I am glad to hear it. So, of course, Harry hates the press. It's full circle, right? Meg was getting pissed because she felt like everything she requested was referred to Buckingham Palace. She didn't understand why first day on the job, she didn't just get to come in and, bark orders at everybody and make everything weird. Spin things around her agenda. She just didn't understand that she was meant to fit into the family, not the other way around. Harry, he has his head so far up his ass that he's over in the corner eating crayons, blaming the media. Make that make sense, right? He's blaming the media and he's calling them media vultures and pouting, drinking his juice and eating his goldfish. But he's pouting and it's ridiculous, right? Because if his wife wasn't being such a bitch, and he's part of it too. He was apparently treating his staff like shit too. If they would be normal human beings and just have a modicum of respect, then the press wouldn't be talking about this stuff because there'd be nothing to talk about. See, William and Kate. All right. So this is when Duchess Difficult came out, that name. And I love it. And I love that Samantha made a few dollars off of that. I actually find that very funny because, it pissed Meghan right off. They started to call the bad press character assassination because, again, hey, why change your terrible personality and try to make things right with people? Why try to better yourself or learn from your mistake? No. You just deny it altogether and don't change a thing. Just blame everybody else. That seems to be I cannot say Sussexes, the way those two assholes operate. All right, so they emailed Omid Scobie to try to help. I don't know. The way I understood it is that they were not meant to deal directly with the press. Buckingham is, each of them have their people to handle this kind of thing. Well, what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. So she decided, nope, I will be, dealing with this. So she decided to email Omid Scooby-Doo, say, don't pee on the carpet, Omid. But no, she decided to get him involved and say, she wanted him to help make the official denial that she had made Kate cry. So her friends decided, somehow it got announced that her friends would be cooperating with Omid Scooby-Doo to write a book. That book became Finding Freeman. That book became Finding Freedom. And so here's my question to you. Do we do it? Did anybody read the book? I'm saying, do we do it like after courtiers maybe? Do you want to try to read it? I don't know if I can read that whole damn thing. But I hate Omid Scobie, but I don't know. Do we try? Has anybody read it? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Just a thought that popped in my head. We could totally make fun of them. I just don't know if I'm in it. Like, I can make 2 videos out of it. I don't know if I can make like 50, right? I think I'd jump out my window. Okay, so they wanted this Finding Freedom to be wholly favorable toward the Sussexes. It is so funny how Tom Bauer writes. He even says, basically without saying it, Omid Scobie stupid. He will blindly follow the Sussexes. And Tom Bauer's right. He didn't actually say that, but he was basically saying it. And Tom Bauer's right. And look what happened. She wanted the book to focus on... Guys, try to hold in your laughter for this one. Seriously. She wanted the book to focus on her sacrifices that she made while being a duchess. Yep, I'll wait. Her sacrifices. So Knopf is like, what the hell are you talking about? What are we doing? Now, Knopf was only getting part of the story. He didn't realize that Meghan would be full on cooperating. We found this out later. But he thought that this Omid character, Scooby-Doo, would be writing a book. And when he got wind that Meghan was trying to get her friends to be sources to the book, he was like, nah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to try to sway the book. Just let it happen, And you can imagine how that worked out. Meghan was pissed. I gotta find a new word for pissed too. Her plums were pissed. She had Harry's plums and was squeezing them like stress balls. Meghan was mad. She disagreed. So you can imagine, well, we know what happens, but yeah, Meghan won't take orders from anybody. Meg does what she wants. So then we got another interesting part from Tom Bauer. And P.S., I love your comments. You guys help fill in the gaps on this Doria stuff because I didn't fully understand it. And so many of you pointed out, it's not that Doria hates Thomas, like I read into the situation. It's more that she knew who was rich. She knew which side the bread was buttered on. So she followed the money trail and clung to old Smegma and Smegpoo. That's why she is down to be anti-Thomas, because that's what Meghan wanted. I just didn't see it like that. I wasn't sure what was happening there, but that makes so much sense. Thank you all for taking the time to write me and clear that up. Anyway, so Doria was stirring the pot behind the scenes. I had so many of you leave me comments letting me know that too. She was stirring up, I guess she was playing on dum-dums. I'm including both Hank and Skank and dum-dums, but she was stirring up their fear of press during this time. Apparently they had a fear of press. Again, interesting, because they sure eat up the press attention as long as it's deemed favorable to them. But if it's anything else, nope, not interested. The press are mean. The press are vultures. Bleh. Charles was nervous at this time, and he worried about his popularity. Of course, we all know what happened. I get nervous talking about this stuff because I know a lot of you have strong feelings on both sides, so I don't have a strong opinion on this. It's easy to look with 2020 vision now and say, okay, I get it. Charles was nervous because Diana was beloved. Don't fight me on this. I'm just saying, And so it was shitty, right? What happened? And it's shitty how he and Camilla got together, and it's shitty. He and Diana should have never got married. There you go. But he knew that because of everything that happened, his popularity was pretty low, and Camilla's was even worse. You talk about somebody having to deal with some bad press. There you go. Schmeggy? Wow, I'm already confusing myself. Smegma. She should seriously take notes. I'm having tongue twisters. Let me try this again. She should seriously take notes from Camilla on this, right? Because it took years of being unfavorable. And every time the anniversary of Diana rolled around, their popularity would drop right back down. But see, again, Meghan could have used this opportunity to get to know her father-in-law, her mother-in-law. And did she do that? I know, not mother-in-law, but you know what I mean. Father-in-law and his wife, future queen consort, whatever. But did she do that? No, she made it all about herself. And I keep thinking about that too. I'm cutting myself off. I'm very caffeinated. She could have done that with Catherine. She had an excellent reference material right there. And I'm talking about Catherine. Beautiful, smart, dealt with it all, right? Handled it all like a champ. You could not ask for somebody better, a better teacher, instructor on how to deal with, just getting used to married life, marrying a royal, all this stuff. But nope, didn't care to get to know that either. It was all about Meghan. So she married a dimwit, and this is what happened. Let's see. They brought up the popularity of those two being a concern, knowing that eventually, as we know, Charles would become king. So during this time, William and Charles were working on their bond. They had suffered, friction because of the whole situation with Diana and then Camilla and, but William understood. He understood the obligations and he understood his role. And William and Catherine were living in Norfolk and they decided to make the move to London. And Charles gave them more royal duties. And in the meantime, Harry decided to do the complete opposite. They just left it at that. Tom Bower said Harry went in another direction. So then we go into chapter 25. This was hilarious, you guys. So Smegma, the first story in this chapter is about Smeggy and being obsessed with Michelle Obama. I don't get political here, so I'm going to leave my opinions out of it. But I'm going to just say in general, Michelle Obama, she is not. Meghan had tickets to go see her, thinking that they'd be best of friends. She went backstage to, quote, meet her hero. Meghan had even arranged that they all meet up for dinner at George Clooney's London house. It's in Windsor. His Windsor house outside of Windsor. And I'm like, wow, he has a house outside of Windsor too? My dream. Anybody wants to buy me a house outside of Windsor, you'll be my new BFF. You can come over for tea. It'll be great. I, unlike Harold, I will not complain about a free house near Windsor. My God, those spoiled brats. Okay, so Duchess difficult. It didn't go well when she met Michelle Obama. It did not go well at all. She didn't appreciate how much the Obamas admired the Queen. So Meghan's attitude alarmed Michelle. This is a direct quote in the book, and I love that. And I'd love to know what it was that alarmed her specifically. What was she acting like at that event? Michelle had been doing it for a long time, so I'm sure Maggie Poo was doing that, maybe like a version of nouveau riche thing, right? But nouveau royalty thing, who knows? But she was acting an ass, and it sounds like Michelle wasn't having it and gave some advice to Meghan in the public. That was basically take some time, don't be in a hurry. And she says she tried to soften it a little bit and said, like me, Meghan probably never dreamt she would have a life like this. And I laugh and say, oh, how wrong you were. She dreamt up this thing, this whole plan, all concocted, ready to go. Okay, so she got snubbed. And yeah, that added to Megma's downward spiral. Whatever was going on with her was adding to it. Friends were seeing a change in Meg. This is according to the book. I take issue with the part about friends. I just can't believe Meghan had any friends left at this point. But the juicy part, I love this, Tom Bower goes into, she was, quote, cooped up and not caught. Okay, so let's play this game called How Will She Be the Victim? Well, I'll tell you. She says she was upset because no one treated her as a royal. When I talk like that, by the way, I'm doing my pouty baby voice. So my pouty baby voice, no one treated her as a royal. Seriously. Does that not sound like a 3-year-old having a play date with a friend? She's not sharing her toys. She also complained that no staff was there to prepare her meals. And I'm like, bitch, what are you doing all day? Tom goes into how she basically refused to do, what is it called? Royal engagements, whatever. Those things, the things that the royals do. She wasn't doing them. She only did 6 engagements. Sorry, it was 8. It was 6 plus Trooping the Color and a Remembrance Day thing. That was it. Not much else. I remember when she was talking to Oprah, she talked about, I just had all this time. I watched, was it Little Mermaid? Who cares? She watched some Disney movie and was comparing herself. Yeah, it was The Little Mermaid. She's just talking about, she's comparing herself to it. And I'm like, oh, God, that's even funnier because I was calling her Ursula in the last episode. I didn't even think about that till just now. But you wouldn't have time to sit on your couch and watch Little Mermaid if you'd taken this role seriously, if you'd tried to get along with people, if you tried to go to engagements like they had asked you to do, if you tried. And you know what? I don't even fully fault her for not taking on 100 things right when, right the first 6 months of their marriage. I remember William and Catherine kind of did that. Didn't they go to Wales and they did engagements, but they had a little more privacy. So I don't fault Dumb and Dumber for that. I don't. I actually understand the logic there. But I do fault her for being a whiny little bitch and saying, I didn't have anybody treating me like a royal. Well, act like a royal, you ass. But also this nobody would cook for me. And I'm thinking, here's an idea. If you really don't want to cook, maybe don't buy $10 million or whatever it was worth of dresses that you only wear once and then chuck, and maybe spend some of your money because you guys aren't poor. Spend some of your money and, I don't know, take a cooking class or fucking pick up food or have a delivery service, something. I know Uber Eats wasn't a thing, but do Uber Eats, whatever, Deliveroo. See, I know British stuff. Where's my visa? I want to be in Britain. Okay, I want to be in England. Can we trade me? I don't want to marry Harry, but can we trade me for her? That'd be wonderful. She can stay here. I'll bring my family over. We'll do royal engagements. It'll be wonderful. One can dream. I just think about this too. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a side tangent. I find it very wonderful. It makes my heart happy to know that because of these idiots who abandoned this amazing country, these amazing people, and I'm not even pandering. I truly love England with all my heart. I'm drawn to it. I love it so much. And it's because of talking about these ass clowns that I get to go to Coronation. And that means the whole wide world to me. And I just want to tell them, suck on that. Because I'll be there with bells on, thrilled, enjoying every second of it because of, I don't know, calling out these two ass clowns, right? And I'm thrilled to be doing it. And I can't thank you guys enough. I just love the irony there. I truly do. Okay, where do we leave off? So, yeah, people weren't cooking for whatever. I feel really bad for her. You're a grown-up. Figure it out. Go get food. She talks about going to the grocery store. Send, I understand that she may not be able to go, but send somebody. You're not going to starve. You're going to be okay. I say all this to say her reluctance to take on the traditional royal duties was making it all worse. She was spiraling. And while normally when I hear something like that, I'm like, oh, God, that sucks. I hope they figure out what it is that makes them happy. But again, we're not dealing with normal people, and the regular, how I would treat a regular person does not apply here because they did not treat anybody like a normal human being. Stories were coming out in the paper, including details of her when she got married to Trevor, and they handed out substances, rhymes with marijuana, to their guests. And so she was mad because all these details were coming out. What else is new? So she's living in this little cottage. I'm not even going to downplay it. She's living in a beautiful free home, but she was spiraling. And she decided to get out and go to this. It was a fashion awards. It was British fashion designers. I don't know fashion, obviously. Target doesn't have fashion awards, so I don't know about it. But she decided to go to this fashion awards show and decided to wear Givenchy because that seems to be all she can wear. She decided to wear Givenchy because why wouldn't you wear a non-English fashion designer, non-British fashion designer when you're going to a British fashion award, right? Make it make sense. Just not at all thoughtful, just obviously shows she just can't think about anything or anyone but herself. Meanwhile, Thomas he's decided to give another interview. Her letter did not stop him from speaking up. This is the first time he's speaking up since getting her letter. We also find out, and I forgot about this part, Thomas sent a letter to Doria. And he said that he's fed up with it. He's fed up with her lies, and he's fed up with talking about Meghan, where this was on the heels of her saying that she paid for college, and he's fed up with it. He's like, no, that's not what happened. He appealed to Meghan on TV. He begged her to call him. And of course, we know how this goes. And this pushed Meghan and Harry into a deeper spiral, and they decided, hey, I know how to fix this. Let's contact Omid Scooby-Doo. Let's do this book, Finding Freedom. That's where I'm going to leave you for this episode, is they decide, you know what? We're going to do this book and we're going to tell our own story because it's not fair. Sigh. Nothing's ever fair for these two. Nothing. I don't even know why I'm trying to make sense out of it. It's like arguing with a wet noodle. I'm not going to win this. But I am going to tell you, thank you for everything. Thank you for being here and for watching me, and just all the love and support. I feel it. I truly do. You guys leave me the nicest things. I've had so many of you tell me I'm your favorite YouTuber, and I just want you to know it blows my mind. I always call Jay over and say, oh my God, read this, because it does. It blows my mind. There are a million people on this platform, and I'm shocked when anybody can even find my channel, let alone say something like that. So truly, I read all of your comments, and they mean the world to me. They do. Thank you for everything. I totally get it. No pressure, but if you want extra content, do check out Patreon. $5 gives you access to the whole bonus catalog, and now these new episodes Jay and I have been filming, making fun of these two. Lots of fun over there. Thank you to everybody who has signed up. It really means the world to me. I can't even believe it. I talked about it on yesterday's show and had a bunch sign up. So thank you for that. What else? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if I screwed up some detail. I'm sure I did. Let me know if there's something else on your mind. I did see that they made an appearance at Ellen's birthday party. So I need to get some pictures of that and get my eyeballs on it, because I haven't even had time to get on the Googles and figure it out. But better believe I will. But today's Friday. I haven't been doing book reviews on the weekend, so I'll probably be posting TikToks. Check back for those, and we'll keep on with this book on Monday. Guys, thanks for everything. Oh yeah, I'm not doing a live chat this weekend. We've done it the last 2 weekends. I need to stop talking for a little bit, so I'm going to rest, but I promise we'll do one again soon. Thanks for everything. Of course, you know me, I'm Jen. Jay's channel, Dr. Bad Vibes, all one word. You don't have to put any spaces in there. He does nerdy video game stuff, so if you're into that, go check him out. Well, I'm telling you, if you have a few minutes and a few bucks, check out Patreon and check out the interview. Just go straight to the interview. The recording session Jay and I did last night. You'll find it on there. It's 20 minutes long. We could not stop laughing. You'll see why we get crazy in that thing. And we're going to record more hopefully tonight. So check back. That's not even that's bonus material in the Patreon. With the Patreon, you get episodes of Sex and the City. I deep dive that series. So you'll hear, if you're into that show, you'll hear all the episodes I'm working through. So check that out. Thank you so much for being here. All the love and support. I appreciate you guys. Don't be an Ursula. Please. I know you're not.